I think that there's convergence happening for sure. I think especially as we just think about it, as companies stay private longer and there's a more active kind of later stage secondary market, right? And a lot of the companies are actually much larger than a lot of the small cap companies. And so there's this notion of both happening, like the growth market and public being very similar. In some degrees, or just one being more illiquid, or having less volume. So I think there's that happening as well. I think also the public markets are impacted by innovation happening in the private markets and sort of the narratives that develop in the private markets very deeply. And so there's sort of an investor narrative approach to this as well. So I think that's happening also. I think the public markets are getting a lot more passive, generally speaking. Right? I think 60 or 70% is just sort of passive holders of equities. And so there's not a lot of active necessarily management, let's say in the public markets. I think there's a lot of dynamics that are happening that there's definitely some crossover between the two. And I think a lot of we've done our own analysis, but a lot of the really good active investors in the public markets actually are crossover investors, which I think is an important kind of insight when you think about it, because they're leveraging a lot of their insight from the private markets in their public market decisions.